Greetings and welcome to Patent Insider Secrets, the podcast where we deep dive into the hidden world of intellectual property with captivating stories and expert insights. I'm your host, Tariq Najee-ullah, federally registered patent agent, veteran 10-year USPTO patent examiner, startup mentor, and IP strategist. And over the next 5 episodes, we'll break down the 5 pillars of intellectual property to help you protect, develop, and leverage your ideas like a pro. Today's episode is all about Pillar 1, the IP asset mindset. And we're kicking things off with a story that is as heartbreaking as it is eye-opening. We call it The Machinist. So early in my career, I received a call that changed the way I approach intellectual property. This might have been probably my first or second year in my practice. I got a phone call, and there's a desperate voice on the other end belonging to a third-generation machinist from Michigan. He, his father, and his grandfather had spent their lives working with machines, crafting solutions for manufacturing. About a year prior, this machinist, let's call him Mike, he got a call from a buddy working at a major auto manufacturer. They were facing a technical issue on the factory floor and needed help. Mike, eager to assist, agreed to meet for lunch. So let's picture this. Mike is sitting at a diner with his friend, just 2 guys talking shop. Between bites of his sandwich, he grabs a napkin and sketches out a solution right there at the table. A real moment of genius, an idea that could revolutionize their manufacturing process. Man, we've got this bottleneck on the floor, man. The machines keep overheating during production runs, and it's killing our output. Man, we've been stuck on this issue for weeks. The higher-ups are getting nervous. Any chance you got a fix for us? Smiling. Overheating, huh? Actually, yeah, I've been thinking about this on the drive over, Mike said. Sounds like it could be the coolant flow, or maybe just design flaw in how the lines are feeding into the machines. He pauses, thinking. Here, pass me that napkin. Mike grabs the napkin and starts sketching. See if you can reconfigure this part of the machine to move like this. More sketching. If you reroute the coolant system like this, see, you can control the flow more efficiently and it will keep the machine from reaching those critical temperatures. He gestures to the napkin. It'll even speed up the process and reduce the breakdowns you've been seeing. More scribbling. Wow. Man, that might actually work. You just came up with this right now? Mike, yeah, it's not rocket science. It's actually just about thinking practically, which should help the machines run smoother and longer. His friend, looking over at the sketch, that could actually work. Man, you've always had a knack for this stuff. Mike, you still got it. You might have just saved us. We should really look into this. You might be onto something big. Mike, nodding confidently, said, yeah, I think it'll solve your problem for good. Try it out and let me know how it goes. I'm sure Mike walked out of that diner thinking this was his big break. Big Michigan manufacturer. The moment his hard work would finally pay off. But weeks went by and he heard nothing. No calls, no emails. Nothing. Almost a year later, that same buddy called Mike again. Only this time the conversation was far more serious. The company had tested his solution. And guess what? It worked. It really worked. So well, in fact, they started using it in their plant, and they were planning on replicating it in more plants and for their international facilities. Let's see how the conversation went. Hey, Mike, it's me. I've got some news. Finally, I've been wondering what happened with that idea I gave you guys. Did it work? Yeah, it worked. In fact, it worked better than we could have imagined. They've already implemented across several plants. Oh, hold on. You mean you tested it and it worked? Yeah, man, it worked like a charm. They're already rolling it out in other plants. Management's loving it. Wow, that's incredible. So what's the next step? Should we talk contracts? Hold on, Mike. So that's the thing. Did you get a patent on that design? Did you patent that solution you did for us? A patent? No, I didn't think I needed one yet. I figured we were just having a conversation. Mike, look, this is serious, man. They're already using it. You've got to lock this down, man. If you don't, you could lose everything. Hold on. I didn't think I needed it yet. We were talking. Look, Mike, man, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it either, but they've moved on this thing. They're using it now. I've talked to legal without a patent. I mean, I tried to bring you back in, but there's no way. They said without a patent, you don't have a claim to anything. So this is about the time that Mike called. When he called the office, and I heard it in his voice. Mike was broken. It wasn't just a lost opportunity. This was a stolen future. This is a chance for everything that his dad, his grandfather, for them to make good. It could really set the family up, set up the future. And I heard all that in his voice, in his plea to me. And so when I broke it down, I think Mike might have had about 3 weeks before his deadline to file a patent. It was almost too late. I tried to break down payment plans, creative solutions, try to figure out how Mike could make this happen. But Mike was broke. And more than that, his spirit was shattered. He felt defeated, cheated. So that was my first phone call with Mike. And I'm sure, let's see what Mike did after that. Because I did have one more phone call with Mike. Mike went out to his friends and family to help with costs and try to get things together. I talked to a patent agent today. He said, we've got just under 3 weeks to file. And if we miss this window, it's over. His wife, Mike's wife. But how much is it going to cost you, Mike? Things are tight. Things have already been really tight on bills. It's thousands. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to find a way. I think I can ask around friends and family. I'm going to see what I can put together. So Mike said, hey, he's on the phone, starts calling his people. Hey, Tom, it's Mike. I need to ask a huge favor. That solution I came up with for the factory, you won't believe it. It actually taken off. But here's the thing. I'm running out of time to protect it legally. I actually got to get a patent. I've got 3 weeks to file a patent. I don't have any money, man. Tom, man, it's rough. How much are you short? At least $5,000, maybe more. I hate to ask, but is there anything you could lend? I'll make it up. But it would really help right now. Tom, oh man, Mike, I'd help if I could, but things are tight here too. Things have been really tight. Maybe ask around more. There's got to be someone who can help. Talk to his dad. Mike's dad. Huh? You need that much, huh? Back when your granddad and I started the shop, we didn't deal with patents, but I guess times are different now. Look, son, I got a little tucked away. It's not much, but it might get you started, help you get closer to finding that patent. I'll help you out however I can. Thanks, Dad. Every little bit counts. I can't let this slip away. Hey, babe, you sure there's no other way to file this? There has to be like a cheaper option. Can you do it yourself? Babe, I've tried. The clock's ticking. This guy, I think he'd really help us. And he's really trying to cut us a break. He's just trying to come up with a down payment, and he'll work with us. Just to file the paperwork. You know how things have been at the shop. We don't have that kind of money lying around. Maybe you can ask your brother. Maybe you can ask some more people from the old days at the plant. Mike calls his brother. Mike, how's it going? We're all in a bit of a situation. Remember that design that came up from the factory? Yeah, you were all fired up about that. What's going on? It worked, man. It worked. They're using it at their plants. But now they're getting all legal with me. And I didn't file a patent. And I'm running out of time. It's tough, Mike. What do you need? What are you going to do? I need to raise money for the patent. I wouldn't ask if that wasn't really important, but I need a couple of grand. Fast. Can you help? Mike, man, it's a big ass. Things are slow here with my business too, man. Say this could be big. I'll see what I can do. Let me talk to the family and see what we can put together. Mike's gonna be doing his friends beating the bushes. Hey, Mike, I haven't seen you in ages, man. What's going on? Got myself in a bit of a bind. That solution I came up with for the factory, yeah, I was telling you guys about over beers last time. Here's the thing, I never filed a patent for it. It works. My buddy called me and they're using it everywhere. So I'm trying to raise some money and trying to put together, I need a few grand to get it together. Only got 3 weeks. I know it's a long shot, but I figured I'd ask around. I wouldn't really call you, man, if it wasn't really serious. And look, Mike, you've always been there for me. You helped me and the boys out more than I can count. We can put something together. We don't keep that kind of money around, man. I'll see what we can do. Hey, Dad, I've talked to everybody, man. I've only got about $1,000. I've been busting my tail for years. Can you help, Dad? Hey, son, yeah, I know you've been busting your hump for years, and I'm really proud of you. When you went to that, talked to your buddy in the factory, man, I was so proud of you. I really thought that was going to be the payoff. And if I had it, I'd give it to you. Yeah, I know, Dad. I'm not asking for charity. I feel like it's right there, slipping away. I just don't know how to stop it. How much do you need now? Like I said, I only got about $1,000. For the whole thing, probably is going to be like, they told me it's like maybe $10,000 for the whole thing. Right now, I just need to get about 2 or 3 grand just to get it started. I pull money from my savings, but it's only going to be about another grand, Mike. We don't have money like that. Well, thanks, Pops. I appreciate it. I'm gonna make it work, but I gotta call this guy, man. We gotta let him know it gave me a week to get together. See what happens. So this is the time I got a second call from Mike. And again, like I told you, Mike was defeated. He was crushed. I could hear him through the phone. I could hear the tears. And honestly, there was nothing I could do. I had some buddies. I told him about some pro bono attorneys in Michigan. But he said he had tried some of these places already, and he's reaching out for me. All those years, Tariq, all those years, all the hard work, just gone. I had it right there in front of me. And he didn't say anything about a patent. Mike, look, don't be so hard on yourself. You're not expected to know these things. You're the machinist. Someone like me is on your team to help you with these legal issues. But yeah, when you come up with things like that, you want to make sure that you're thinking about your intellectual property assets. You got to put that first. But I just want to see how you're holding up. Check out any of those pro bono firms. They said they might be able to help you out. The window of time was tight. Usually they like to have a few months so they can allocate the necessary number of hours. Yeah, Tariq, I checked on those. No one's going to be able to meet the timeline. I think I'm out of luck. I tried to raise money. I talked to everyone I could, but it's just not enough. Those guys are using it. They're going to get away with this. They're using my ID and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sitting here with nothing. I'll see what I can do. Is there anything? Do you have a credit card? Do you have anything, man? I want to help you out. After that, I wasn't able to reach Mike again. Unfortunately, Mike did not file a patent. I can only imagine the conversations over beers he had with his buddies, talking about what could have happened, what could have been, what might have happened had he actually filed his paperwork, how that would have changed his life, changed his business, going from a napkin sketch to millions of dollars. What's the lesson here? What could Mike have done differently? How did he find himself in such a heart-wrenching position? Let's break it down. First off, Mike's biggest mistake wasn't in developing a solution. He didn't have to make a prototype and build it and machine it out. Really, it all started for Mike by not having the right mindset. Mike's a genius, once-in-a-lifetime machinist. Over a conversation, potentially saving millions, billions. We don't know how much he saved at that manufacturer. But the one fatal flaw was not having the intellectual property asset mindset. Because he's such a gifted and genius machinist, he didn't think of his ideas as an asset. Had he understood the power of intellectual property from the start, he could have protected himself from the moment the idea hit the napkin. Because an IP asset mindset is about thinking of every idea, every solution as a valuable asset. Just like you wouldn't leave a pile of money on the sidewalk. Why would you then leave your intellectual property unprotected? Really, Mike's millions he left on that napkin. So this mindset encourages innovators. We have to be proactive to ask tough questions right from the start. How is this going to work? Maybe I should have a conversation with the legal. We need to have an NDA or contract. I think this will work. I'm pretty sure I have a solution for you, but let's make sure we have things buttoned up. The question at the beginning, should I file a patent? How do I secure my rights? And most importantly, how do I make sure that I'm the one benefiting from my hard-earned ideas? So had Mike filed at least even for a provisional patent, and that's something that could have been relatively inexpensive. Had he started the provisional patent process, and then had his 3 weeks, we could have converted his efforts into an actual patent application. Things could have been different. That small step at the beginning could have turned that napkin sketch into a multi-million-dollar asset. But instead, Mike walked away empty-handed, watching someone else profit from his genius. And that's why the IP asset mindset is the foundation of our first pillar of intellectual property. It's the difference between owning your future and losing it. So what did you learn from Mike's story? So when I was taking my notes, first and foremost, always think ahead. You have to know that your ideas are valuable and it's up to you to protect them. No one is coming to save you or save your idea. His buddy doesn't have patents and doesn't know legal. He's middle management at the machine shop or supervisor. So your ideas are valuable and it's up to you to protect them. Whether you're a machinist like Mike, whether you're a tech entrepreneur, whether you're a creative professional, never underestimate the power of your intellectual property.
So an IP asset mindset is all about thinking of every idea, every solution as a valuable asset. Your ideas are valuable and it's up to you to protect them. Whether you're a machinist, a tech entrepreneur, or a creative professional, never underestimate the power of intellectual property. In our next episode, we'll dive into Pillar 2. I'll share another story, this time about an inventor who took steps to fortify his IP assets and the incredible results that follow. Your ideas are your greatest asset. Protect them. With the next episode of Patent Insider Secrets, we'll follow the journey of an inventor who wasn't just protecting his idea, but fortifying it against all odds. It's called The Builder. Tune in and learn how to turn your intellectual property into unbreakable fortress.
This is looking at IP asset development. With that, I want to say thank you so much for listening to Patent Insider Secrets. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave us a review, and remember, your ideas are your greatest asset. Protect them. I'm your host, Tariq Najee-ullah, and we'll see you next time.